Ladies and gents, the most spoken about transfer story of the summer, Alexander Isak to Liverpool, has just taken another twist. In this video, we're going to be discussing Benjamin Sesko. Will he choose Newcastle or Manchester United? And you're probably thinking, Henry, why are you talking about Sesko to Newcastle, Man United when this is a Liverpool transfer update? I will explain. It's all a domino effect. If Newcastle sign Sesko, it then allows Liverpool to go in there and swoop Alexander Isak. He's returned to training, but apparently he's not training with the squad. We're also going to be talking about, could Newcastle get Johan Wissa? Because then that will allow Liverpool to go and sign Isak. Darwin Nunez has reportedly agreed terms with Al-Hilal. There is a massive transfer update coming your way. Talking about Marc Guehi as well. He is not going to force a move to Liverpool and could even stay at Crystal Palace. Liverpool have got their ideas and their attentions on two other centre-backs. Make sure you go down, drop a like on the video if you haven't already. 91% of you, this is crazy, 91% of you, since the beginning of August, watch the content and haven't subscribed. I'm looking at you right there, you. Please go down, hit that subscribe button. We're less than 600 subs away from 71k. The road to 100k is well and truly on. We've got a lot to get into. I want to start by talking about Newcastle United's improved bid. This came out yesterday with regards to David Ornstein saying Newcastle made an improved bid for RB Leipzig for Benjamin Sesko. Now, Newcastle, I'll be honest, you guys have not had a great window. You tried to go for Buemo, Cunha, Trafford. It looks like every player you seem to go for at the moment has other ideas, and you could be losing the best number 9 in the world, in my opinion. What makes this even worse is the news regarding Benjamin Sesko. So that news just there said the following. Newcastle United make an improved bid for RB Leipzig for Benjamin Sesko, at least 18 million euros, which is roughly the same sort of bid they put down to pay for Hugo Ekitike. After positive talks between clubs with the 22-year-old striker, nothing's agreed yet with Leipzig, but they currently favour Newcastle United to Manchester United. Now, if Newcastle go out there and do sign a Benjamin Sesko, that opens the door up for Alexander Isak to leave. He has told Eddie Howe, he's told the hierarchy of Newcastle, his desire is to play for Liverpool Football Club. He wants to win league titles. He wants to go there and win Champions Leagues. He wants to play under arguably the best coach in the Premier League other than Guardiola. He wants to compete for the biggest honours. Now, what makes this slightly complicated now is David Ornstein put out 4 hours ago this news. Man United have made an offer for Benjamin Sesko for 75 million euros plus 10, compared to what he said here for 80 million. So it's essentially 5 million euros more. I'll be honest, as it stands right now, I think he chooses Manchester United. I think Manchester United, he feels, is a better project, which essentially means, how do Liverpool sign Alexander Isak? Well, there's plenty of other strikers out there. Johan Wissa is another one they're looking at from Brentford. He, again, similar to Alexander Isak, has told the Brentford coaches, he's told the staff, the training staff, he's told the hierarchy, he wants to leave. Newcastle apparently put a bid in a few weeks ago for about £40 million. They want 50 million. Is he worth 50 million? Just scored 19 non-penalty Premier League goals. He's about 29 years of age. Is a good striker. I'll come back to this in a second. This news, however, regarding Darwin Nunez, makes things, with regards to Alexander Isak, interesting. Al-Hilal presented official proposals to Darwin Nunez in terms of contract, details and salary. After project presented and revealed in the last 48 hours, contract terms being discussed, Liverpool waiting for an official bid soon. So then you're thinking, Darwin Nunez, okay, that is money generated towards the Alexander Isak fee. Romano then quote tweets it saying, negotiations continue between Al-Hilal and Darwin Nunez camp, personal terms being discussed, and people are now saying that personal terms have been agreed between Al-Hilal and Darwin Nunez. Darwin Nunez leaving essentially means the only real striker, because of Diaz has left and because Darwin Nunez is left, will be Hugo Ekitike. But Slot's plan is to rotate Cody Gakpo and Hugo Ekitike on the left-hand side, and it looks like Alexander Isak is going to be Liverpool's new number 9. Then you've got the centre-back scenario, which we'll get onto shortly. But I can see this deal happening. Darwin Nunez, of course, was on the score sheet yesterday in Liverpool's 4-1 win against Bilbao. And then they beat them again 3-2 yesterday. Both games at Anfield. And we're not very far away from the start of the season, guys. This is the most important thing. The Premier League season starts in just over a week's time, right? And this is what's crazy. Liverpool play this Sunday in the Charity Shield. So far, in terms of transfers, in terms of current season transfers, they have, I'm going to bring it up on the screen, already generated over 100 million euros, right? Which is crazy. You can see it there. 70 million for Luis Diaz. This is all in euros. 35 million for Kwanzaa, 14 million for Kelleher, 10 million euros for Trent, Nat Phillips, and then 2 players have gone out on loan. When you add Harvey Elliott, which could leave, he may stay. Morton left recently, or agreed a deal recently to go out on loan. It puts things, or we'll come back to that in a second. It puts things in incredible perspective that they do have the money, you know. And then when you look at this, Newcastle United understand a deal might have to be done for Alexander Isak. For all parties, a solution must be found because the current situation cannot continue. This guy does not want to be at Newcastle United. This guy wants to join Liverpool Football Club. And for me, when you look at his stats, when you look at his numbers, he suits every single team in the Premier League. Now, we'll get onto the centre-back scenario very, very shortly. But you can understand why Newcastle United are frustrated about this entire transfer saga. But you can also understand why Liverpool want to sign this guy. Look at his numbers, man. They're absolutely ridiculous. But Newcastle are in a situation where you've got an unhappy player. You've got a player at the football club who doesn't want to be there. And for Eddie Howe, this could be the turning point. You could sell Alexander Isak for 120, 130 million pounds. Go and get yourself a Benjamin Sesko. Go and get yourself a Weiser on top and probably still have money for someone else. In terms of the PSR and the FFP side of things, they aren't where they want to be. They want to go out there and drop hundreds and hundreds of millions of pounds like Chelsea and Man City did before the PSR rules come in, but they can't. They can't do that. They've got the richest owners in the world by a country mile, but their ambition can't be matched because of the PSR sustainability regulation and rules. So, this could be the turning point. Everyone remembers when Liverpool sold Coutinho and brought in Van Dijk and Alisson. Those two signings are what made Liverpool go and win major honours, like the Premier League, the Champions League. I'm not saying for a minute that Newcastle United are going to go and win the Premier League if they sell Alexander Isak, but I feel collectively as a football club, they will be in a better position. It's heartbreaking to see a player like this leave your football club. I've seen Harry Kane leave, but we had 10 plus years of Harry Kane. We sold him for 100 million euros. Alexander Isak is going into his peak, so it makes it slightly worse. But in terms of look at his numbers, man. Like, they're absolutely obscene. Now, another situation that is developing at Liverpool is the centre-back situation. Now, Marc Guehi is an interesting one for me because he isn't prepared to force his move out of Crystal Palace, sorry. A lot of people think he may leave. A lot of people don't think he will leave. For me, I see it this way. I see the Guehi situation as open. I don't think right now he's in a position to really force the move. He still has time on his contract. Understand Crystal Palace is coming out from a very credible journalist. Understand Crystal Palace refused 2 official bids from Liverpool for Marc Guehi. Marc Guehi won't go into conflict with Crystal Palace to join Liverpool. The defender remains respectful to his club to not push from his side. Meanwhile, the Reds are exploring other defensive targets. Now, it hasn't been identified who the other defensive targets are, but this guy rotated with Konate and Van Dijk. Because let's be honest, Van Dijk's 34 now. Can he play 60 games a season? He is a freak of nature, but I don't necessarily think he can. They need to bring in a striker and a centre-back before the start of the season. And one thing that's absolutely obscene, guys, is we are only a week away from Liverpool playing Bournemouth. This transfer window has gone so quick, it's absolutely unreal. And when you look at this Sunday, a lot of people consider that the Charity Shield is the opening day of the Premier League season. You look at how Liverpool have gotten so far. They beat Bilbao twice. They play Crystal Palace on Sunday. And then before you know it, the start of the Premier League season is here. And when you look at their opening fixtures, it's not easy, guys. Newcastle United away, and the Premier League, the transfer window will still be open. Could he be making his Liverpool debut at St James's Park, his old football club? That's like career mode settings on FIFA. Liverpool then play Arsenal, which is already like a 6-pointer. From Arsenal's perspective, I guess you guys would be happy to get it out of the way ASAP. Then they play Burnley away, and then they've got a Merseyside derby. Why is there like a there can't be an international break already. They got Palace, Bournemouth, Newcastle, and Arsenal. Am I crazy to say that I see them winning all 7 games? All 6 games? Am I crazy to say that? When you add in Alexander Isak and potentially Marc Guehi into a side that's just won a league title with experienced players like Salah, Van Dijk, McAllister, Gravenberch, Robertson, backup goalkeepers like Georgi Mamadashvili, it puts them in an incredibly strong position. An incredibly strong position. Let me know your thoughts. Will Isak be joining Liverpool? My answer is yes, he will be. But Isak, listen, he has to deliver in a Liverpool shirt. You're paying that amount of money, he has to deliver. But make sure you drop a like, make sure you hit that subscribe button, and I will see you next time. I'm out.